I want to focus on what happened, obviously, yesterday in Portland. Was it yesterday or Saturday? Sorry. In Portland. Right, a man was shot by Black Lives Matter. Again, we just talked about this on the top of the show. The shooter has now identified as 100% Antifa.
100%. Yep.
Which is really, by the way, it makes me respect him less just because that's a platitude. Like, no one's 100% anything.
Yeah.
Like, you may be 98% Antifa, 2% dad.
Oh, my God.
You know what I mean? Like, you have to do other things, especially because Antifa doesn't do much other than mass felonies. But he did say he's 100% Antifa, which always just leaves the media with egg on their face because, like, Antifa's not a thing. I am Antifa. That's why I committed it. But there are also other hate crimes that you probably haven't heard of that have been taking place. I want to know from you, have you heard of them before this very show? We'll go through about 4 or 5 hate crimes that are done in the name of race in these organizations. Yep. But the first one is this man who they claim was a far-right member of Patriot Prayer. I don't know a whole lot about Patriot Prayer.
No.
I haven't seen a lot of evidence that they're far-right militia extremists. So
just people say
I don't accept your premise, and I don't like your article. And you're like, who am I referring to? Any media outlet.
It doesn't matter. Take your pick.
All of them. 100% of the media.
So I warn you, this is it's not graphic, but it is disturbing. I think that even though this isn't the most graphic clip we've seen, this is a Patriot Prayer member being shot by a 100% Antifa advocate in Portland. But here, just listen to what takes place, and I think it's bone-chilling. Here we go. We've got a Trumper over here.
Yep.
Bang, bang, and a life ends.
Yeah.
Now, let me see. Are you saying that's more tragic than George Floyd? Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
Are you saying that's more tragic than what happened with Michael Brown? Yes. 100%. Now, that guy there, and this is important because we'll get to some of the other situations with like John Oliver and fact-checking PolitiFact.
Yeah.
What matters here is they didn't say he was a Nazi or a fascist. They said, we've got a Trumper here.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Which means that in their mind, it's enough. And how do you, and it's not, people say that's just one extremist. Well, no, it's not. You can go back to the fact that we had infiltrated Antifa a long time ago. We've actually been physically attacked, accosted by them many times. They are an organization. They mobilize. We know where they move and how they move. How you doing, Antifa buddies?
It's not hard.
But also the reaction.
Yeah.
Right away, when they try to falsely label, Dylan Roof a far-right extremist, even though he was like a self-avowed, I think, socialist, the right away said, well, of course, that's horrible, should be absolutely, completely condemned right away.
Yes.
And you couldn't find any conservatives or right-wingers celebrating it at all.
No.
Now, the rule with Antifa, and you can read the tweets, but now we have a clip for you. The rule was celebration, and look at the rest of Black Lives Matter, Antifa, one and the same, along with the DNC at this point. Look at what they say in their celebration.
Our community can hold its own without the police. We can take out the trash on our own. I am not sad that a fascist died tonight.
And what makes a fascist, by the way? Trumper.
Yeah.
No,
So let's say they're anti-fascist. It's someone who votes differently than I. Someone votes differently than I do. I'm going to kill them. Why? Because they're the fascist.
Well, and
dummy.
Not even proven, just claimed.
Yeah.
Right.
We got a Trumper over here. Where? Right here? Bam, bam.
Yeah.
It could be you walking down the street, or it could be somebody who's a Bernie bro walking down the street, and they could just say that.
Well, how do you feel about the defunding police and replacing them with armed citizen brigades now?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Not
That's
exactly
Hey,
sure.
I gotta
idea.
say, I appreciate the honesty. No, but when you look at all these different groups, right? I went in actually one
Wait, did
day.
you just turn into an old New York Jew?
I did.
Who are you?
I went and I looked at the different websites they have for the BLM chapters because I wanted to just kind of doing some fact checking, etc. And some of them don't say what they stand for, which is not good in and of itself. Yeah. But then a few others just have the blatantly like 0.7 defund the police, take their entire budget, give it to other things, do not have policing, right? And they specifically say policing. And I appreciate the honesty of admitting that there is going to be a vacuum and that they want to fill the vacuum with their own soldiers,
Right.
the Antifa.
But the Portland mayor, of course, whose fault is this? That a Trump supporter was shot by Antifa, Black Lives Matter. Trump, folks.
Do you seriously wonder, Mr. President, why this is the first time in decades that America has seen this level of violence?
Look at the hand jive guy.
It's you who have created the hate and the division. It's you who have not found a way to say the names of black people killed by police officers, even as people in law
So we're not supposed to believe
enforcement
that excluding all
you
people who were
claim
not black
that
shot by
white
officers.
supremacists are
We're
good
supposed to believe that's
people.
not divisive.
Right, exactly.
Why don't you say the names of exclusively? Why are you so divisive, President? Why don't you say the names of exclusively black people, even though it's a smaller percentage of those with police interactions than white people who were shot by police? Because why are you dividing the country? Did it really? Come again,
right.
piece of shit.
Yeah.
Come again. A piece of shit says what?
I love their coverage of this right now. It's just so obvious, right? So you had Kyle Rittenhouse stuff, and everybody comes out. Jake Tapper says he's a murderer. They play all the videos. Have you seen anything from Portland saying that the guy that shot the Trump supporters a murderer? Have you seen anything about where did he get his gun from?
We've been doing the show now for 42 minutes, which
Yeah.
means soon we're going to have to tell YouTube to piss off. Let's go to CNN really quickly. Nothing this morning,
Nothing.
and in our prep, nothing at any point today about a man who was shot point blank, execution style in Portland. Someone saying, we got a Trumper, bang, bang, and then claimed he's 100% Antifa.
Yeah. Nothing at all. This
If
should tell you
Donald
everything you
Trump
need to
came
know.
out and said, Proud Boys isn't a thing, it's just an idea.
Right.
And then the next day, let's say, and of course this has never happened, but a Proud Boy said, hey, we have a person of color, bang, bang, go Proud Boys. You don't think the media would say, hey,
All over it.
they would be all over it.
Yeah.
This is an organization
All
that Donald
over
Trump that
it.
didn't exist, was a figment of your imagination. They went out and killed a guy. This guy claimed Antifa executed a man because he was a Trump supporter. It was celebrated in the streets like 9/11 across the hellhole that is the Middle East, and it's covered nowhere. Oh, here we go. Deadly shooting in Portland fuels division tensions. Let's see what they say.
That's the headline?
I want to see what they say.
They heard you.
And a right-wing counter-demonstration. A man was shot and killed. The mayor says the president shares the blame.
Wow! Holy
You tried to
shit!
divide us.
Holy shit! We just went through this, people. Ted Wheeler
See?
blaming it on Donald Trump. A man was shot.
There he is.
A man. Why was he shot? Why was he shot? Did the shooter have anything to say about it? Usually it takes weeks to figure out a motive because they're not so much of a dumbass when they say, would you like to have an attorney present? I'm Antifa!
Yeah.
100%.
Right here.
This is my motive.
Specifically why.
Wait.
They got nothing on me. Have you watched 48 Hours? You might want to ask for an attorney. No, I am Antifa! Singing it like the Ricola guy. Antifa!
Look, switch to CNN. It's already over.
Yeah.
The New York Times is reporting, John, that individual had a hat on bearing a far-right insignia, a far-right group. Police tell us
Wait,
that
hold on a
is,
second.
concerning
Why
them now.
is
They're concerned that there could
how
be,
is Patriot Prayer far right? Is Antifa? You said isn't a group, but what did the shooter claim? Did he claim why he shot the guy? If we're talking about
don't
extremist
know.
groups,
I can't recall.
He
Something
said
about
something.
100%
Trying
Antifa.
to-
Was it 99? Fact check me, CNN.
Do we have any evidence? Do we have? Oh, we had video.
Yeah.
CNN. Do a Google search.
CNN, run the video.
Good
You
Lord.
just ran the video of the mayor talking bullshit. This is such a disservice to the American public. You have
Unbelievable.
no leg to stand on when you get outraged if someone said that the media is the enemy of the American people right now. The biased media right now is making Americans less safe than ever before because they hate President Donald Trump.
Yeah.
It is remarkable. And we weren't Trump guys in the primary, but I will say I don't think anyone else would have brought this to a head the way President Trump has. And there is value in that because before 2016, there was still a majority of Americans who thought that CNN was, my God, actual journalism.
Yeah. And it's not.